Hey. Happy New Year. It's 2021 and it's the first episode of 2021 for the Auspicious Wellness, Optimal Wellness podcast. I want to personally wish everyone all over the world a meaningful and productive, motivational new year. Come on in here. Let's bring 2021 in, saying we agree to win. And we officially say goodbye to 2020. So welcome again to the Auspicious Wellness, Optimal Wellness podcast. Come on. You always know you're invited to have a virtual seat at the table. We're broadcasting live and in studio. We do not do ordinary shows, podcast shows. We do not do ordinary. We do very well researched shows because we endeavor to bring you an extraordinary experience, the Auspicious Wellness Experience. My name is Deborah Smith Torrance, your host. I'm always here to greet you, and I'm always here to want to pour into you. I'm a life and health coach, a manufacturer in cannabinoid molecules, where we have our own CBD line, which is called Auspicious Wellness, for short CBD, so that you know what cannabinoid molecules are. And I am an IT developer, a wife, mother, and a grandmother. And all those circles make up who I am. All of that makes up my life. We are broadcasting live in studio on the following platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Alexa, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Deezer, Listen Note, Podbean, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Podbean, Spreaker, Podcast Index, Player FM, and FFmpg. And I want to make sure I said Pod Friend. So with all that being said, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is time to dig in. It's time for us to drill down, dive in. You know, I say those three things: dig in, dive in, drill down, and take it all apart and assemble it all again wherever it makes sense. And most of all, the most important thing to us is to be true to you. You know where we need you at. Again, going once, going twice. The virtual roundtable. Come on in and take a virtual seat. We first want to give and announce our disclaimer. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. We are not physicians. We are not giving medical advice. We ask you to please contact your physician, your doctor, your medical provider if you need to seek medical attention. Our episode today is centered around the circle of life. This episode is committed to your personal and professional development, and it's called The Circle of Life New Year's Kickoff 2021. The circle of life affects every area of your life. It plays a role in every aspect of your life, and that's what we call these in coaching. If there's any coaches listening, they know what we're talking about the circles. They know what we're talking about, and those are actual scientific things that are looked at, and those are activities we give you in life and health coaching to be able to identify where we need to help you at, where we need to start, what you need, what's inside of you that we need to bring out, and how we can help you. And so I am going to have an actual course on this in the platform, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a segment. But let's get to the circle of life. And this is something so we try to say, okay, for the beginning of the year, let's cover all areas of life. Let's cover friends, family, significant others, personal growth, fun and leisure, time, home, and what is your home environment like? What's happening in your career? What's happening with your money-making goals? And what's happening with your health? And all of that, family, friends, significant others, husband, wives, boyfriend, girlfriends, your personal growth. What is home like? What do you do for recreation? What's going on in your career and money? All of that ties into your health. And we want to be able to identify how this goes and tell you, we want to express to you, and we actually literally want to pour into you to get you to understand that all of these areas of your life make up who you are, and you need balance to be happy. Too much of one thing is not good. And so that's what this episode is about. And first and foremost, we want you to understand you are your own catalyst for growth. Unlocking the power within your circle of life is totally up to you, and it lies within your belief system. How strong and how committed are you to yourself? How strong and how much are you seriously committed to what you believe in for yourself, what you want for yourself? What is your personal development like? What are your goals and aspirations like for yourself? Have you discovered them? Are you on your way to discovery? Are you reinventing yourself? Are you at another level in life? Where are you in life? And how do we tap into the circle of life and align it with our belief systems of self? That's a lot that I just said. I'll say it again. How do we tap into the circle of life? That's number one. How do we align this, what we want in our life circle between friends, family, significant others, personal growth, recreation, what our environment is at home, career, money, health? How do we tie all of this into who we are as what we believe defines us? How does this define who we really are as human beings? And that's what we want to talk about today, and why we need balance, okay? And many customs and spiritual beliefs, a circle represents the divine life force or spirit that keeps our reality in motion. It is also symbolic of vitality, making one wholeness, giving one where you're complete, and also the pursuit of perfection. And that's in a lot of cultures. That's what the circle of life or the circles really represent. So today we focus on the circle of life and your ability to navigate, thrive, and not only navigate and thrive, but also how to help you flourish within the circle that is your life, that belongs to you. One thing I remember telling a client that your life belongs to you. It doesn't belong to anyone else. And so you don't need to ask anyone if you can do what you want to do with your life. If you're not harming anyone or breaking any laws, why not? If you're not destroying anyone else in the process, why not? You do not need to ask permission what to do, what you want to do with your life. And you definitely don't need someone to make you authentic in yourself. You're the only one that can bring the authenticity of who you are. No one else can. No one else really honestly can do it. You're the only one. It all lies within you. Period. And to be able to do that, you've got to start walking in your truth. For many people, they might not even know what their truth is. There probably is. Many people are still finding themselves, and that's okay. At least you know you're looking for who you really are. You're trying to put your feet down. You're trying to plant both feet to figure out who you are. The point is, the point is to say, I'm not feeling well. I'm not living life at the potential in which I should be. Okay, so that tells us now there's work to be done. And there are ways to find out where you are, who you are, what you need, what you want, where you're going. There's ways to find all of this out. And that's what we do in life and health coaching. I had two people to say to me the other day, I don't want to work that hard. I said, wow, that's the way you're looking at it. So I said to myself, okay, I respect what you don't want, but what do you want? I respect what you just told me about what you don't want to do, but what do you want to do? Are you passionate about anything? And if so, how does that define you? And so then I thought about a saying that Mark Twain said. Mark Twain said, find a job you enjoy doing and you will never have to work again another day in your life. And it's so true. If you find something that you're passionate about. You're always eager to see what's next. What am I going to learn? What am I going to build? How am I going to continually reinvent myself on this journey? And you do reinvent yourself over and over and over again in life, because life is a journey. It's a never ending road that never stops until the day you die. Because that's what it is, the circle of life. And that's really, really true. It's the circle of life, period. And so that's something that I want you to look at. This year, let us look into building your circle of personal success. And let's look at some of the fundamentals to help you with personal success. And then we're going to get into the circle of life. Okay? What are the fundamentals? Communication. That's number one. Interpersonal skills. How do you interact with others? And how do you leave them feeling? Do you leave people feeling empowered? Or do you leave them feeling diminished? Number one, oh my God, I don't want to talk to this person. Every time I talk to this person is always so negative. This is just too much for me. Let me run for the hills. It's either fight or flight, one of the two. Or when people see you coming, you know what? That person is such a beautiful person on the inside, and they always, empower me, uplift me, pour into me. And, all my experiences with them, whether I want to hear it or not, they're always honest and truthful, and always help me recognize where and how and when I can do better in life. And when I'm not really reaching my potential, or I'm making excuses. Because sometimes you don't always have to tell people what they want to hear, and you can still leave them empowered by telling them the truth, by getting them to focus on self. How organized are you? How you do one thing is how you do everything. If I get in a person's car and it's a mess, 9 times out of 10, the house is a mess and the business is a mess. If you go to somebody's house and everything is all over the place, everything's going to be all over the place in their life. If you ask them to go and get this letter that came in the mail 2 weeks ago, it'll take them 3 days to find it. Trust and believe. Trust and believe me. That's the way it is. You go to somebody's office and their desk is a mess all the time. They're either doing one or two things. They live at work and they have anything else going on in their life, or they're totally unorganized and not working at their potential. And so if your life is a mess, everything, and so what happens is, okay, work is a mess, home is a mess, my car is a mess, my life is a mess, my relationships are a mess, everything about me is a mess, I'm a mess. And that's the things that just because you are this way today doesn't mean you have to be this way tomorrow. It absolutely doesn't. All it takes is for you to recognize, I want more. Okay? How good are you at problem solving? Are you solving problems or putting them off? Let's just take a case, an example. Everybody listening can literally relate to. You get a bill. The bill keeps on coming. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. This thing, you got a collection letter in the mail. So then you just decide to ignore that also. You ignore the collection letter. You're not thinking about your credit. You don't really care. You think you have what you need. You don't need credit, blah, 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 blah. One thing, something happens, and it's something you really want or something you really have to do. Then you got to go over your credit. Okay, what happens with that? What's the next thing that happens? Okay, you kept putting it off. Okay. And so now you're being put off in life. Now you're being backed up in life. Now you have to start from the beginning. Now you got to, if you can get what you need, you've got to pay really high financial charge. You got to pay the piper, period. And that's really how the financial game goes until you show credit worthiness, until you're able to do that. And so if you put one thing off in life, you're putting a lot more other things off in life. And that's what you have to do. Are you facing life head on? Are you facing things that could potentially be problems, big problems down the road that really weren't problems in the first place, but because you didn't want to deal with it? So how much in your life do you not want to deal with? And then let's talk about self-confidence. Do you believe in you? Do you believe in yourself? Listen, stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself a question, or write this down for later. When you're all alone, just ask yourself, are you doing what you want to do in life? Do I believe in me? Do I believe in what I want and how I want it in life? And what do I stand for in life? And what do I really believe about me? Ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself, what do you believe about you? Am I doing what I want to do in life? Or am I just getting through life? And if you tell yourself you're not doing what you want to do,